All right. As you saw T-Wig fly off into the night, a cold feeling entered your stomachs as you stood looking at Red Screech and Red Fang, who look incredibly wounded. Denier took some time to summon up some spectral steeds for you to hop on as Spike looked wantingly back at you, eager to run ahead. You hopped on your steeds and began bursting through the forest, hoping to catch up to T-Wig and finding the monster that might have done this. You ride swiftly through the forest of dead and dying trees. The moonlight being the only thing guiding your path, along with Spike, whose nose is keeping you abreast of the situation. You blitz through, passing trees at a breakneck pace, when finally you see it in the distance. The silhouette of a large humanoid creature holding T-Wig by the neck. Suddenly, you see leaves scatter all around as you screech to a halt in front of the crater that was filled by T-Wig with water. The man turns, his nearly 9-foot-tall frame silhouetted against the moon. You see a dark gleam roll across his eyes as he stares you down.
Well, more intruders then, is he?
Roll initiative.
Do I have to re-roll mine?
Yeah, we'll be re-rolling initiative for this one.
Right.
My initiative is going to be 13.
17.
And here we go. Soft 20.
I got
All right.
a 2.
You're tired, Monty.
I'm a robot, I never get tired.
Beep bop. Yes, but you can. Ooh, you're low on energy cells.
You're also a cloud of leaves right now.
Yeah.
That does affect things. I imagine you're metal leaves, and you're just going to do a lot of damage, right?
Well, you not knowing that T-Wig can do this literally just saw T-Wig scatter into a cloud of leaves after being held by the neck by this creature.
I wouldn't know this
I
either.
gotta roll for Spike.
Gotta be
Because
knowing.
Tiwi didn't tell me for some reason.
Because I stole your acorn and I feel guilty.
All right. Asmo, you are the first to hop on, or you are the first to be able to act in this scenario.
Now, how far away is this guy? This man clearly and obviously just attacked T-Wig.
Yeah, right now there
right?
there is a series of leaves just kind of floating around the air, drifting on a breeze. And this man stands tall over you, completely muscle-bound, brutish, wearing the furs of what you assume to be slain creatures and leathers of similar things. He's got
He said his weapon was a mace, right?
I believe... no, he has a large war axe that he has grasped in his hand, just kind of held down at a 45-degree angle towards the ground. This thing looks like... it's so big that he should be wielding it with two hands, but he's holding it confidently with one.
Oh, it's one of those bricks. Okay, well, Asmo, okay. Interesting, I didn't think I was going to go first. Okay, but, you gotta be prepared for anything. Asmo is, can I say bonus action that, I only have 9 shells left. But can I have put a couple of the shells and 2 shells?
I'll say that you could have reloaded while you were riding, so you can be fully loaded.
I'm trying to imagine what that would look like.
Just
Too bumpy. So Asmo, because I can't really do the voice right now. Asmo's just gonna see what just happened. Asmo's just gonna run right at the dude and run right at him with both blades out. And Asmo's gonna swing down right at him with Kabuto. 26 to hit.
That hits. You slice up at him.
7 piercing, 1 cold.
You get him right across the hip, just going straight in for whatever arteries you can find. You pull it out, and you can see a thick Icarus blood start to kind of like pool around the wound. But
Swing left with Fire Ant.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
23 also hits.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No worries. I'll explain afterwards.
9 fire damage.
All right.
And 1 more attack. 15.
15 will not hit.
Okay.
All right. So as you are stabbing, you thrust Kabuto in towards this man's like inner thigh, and what would normally feel like, you know, slicing through like soft meat, it catches a bit as you're pulling, and as you pull it out, you don't get as much depth on it as you felt like you would, and you get that same sensation as you're trying to cut through him with fire ants, as what's normally like literally a hot knife through butter is pulling and tugging like you're trying to cut through tree bark.
Shit. Okay. Well, that ends my turn.
Denier, you're up.
All right, so while we were moving, if Asmo had the opportunity to reload, would I have had the opportunity to cast Mage Armor on myself?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Then Denier's going to reach into his pouch. He's going to pull out a small bit of iron dust. He's going to smear it across his hand. He's going to focus on Asmo, and he casts Enlarge on Asmo.
Even out the playing field. This guy who is looking down at Asmo, just with a cocky grin on his face.
Oh, isn't that cute?
As his eye line starts to go higher and higher, as Asmo, you are now approximately at eye level with this individual.
And with that, Denier will use his Phantom Steed to give him additional movement and move back here behind the tree to try to take cover behind whatever this dead tree is.
Yeah, you leapt over, as you're working your way back there, you noticed that you had to leap over the corpse of a skinwalker, as you had to jump back there. No doubt one of the 3 that came with, or one of the 2 that came out here with Red Fang.
Oh boy.
Denier snorts a little bit, but he ends his turn nonetheless.
You think a little size is going to make a difference here? Cute.
He swings his axe violently towards you, Asmo. 22 to hit.
It hits.
There's my dice. As he cleaves into you for 12 points of damage, you feel a kind of a crunching on your side as he wails you right in the side. Luckily, the axe itself is either too dull or your armor is too thick, but you don't get any slashing out of it. But you feel that crunching sensation of your ribs cracking in on themselves.
You didn't have enough swing to really pierce, but it's still strong enough to fucking hurt shit.
Oh yeah, this guy is big, and as you're getting a better look at this axe as he's pulling it back, it looks like it should be in pristine condition. It's shining, it looks pristine, but it's all chipped up, almost as if it was designed this way. And you see various dwarven runes along its side, like along the blade of it. He swings it back up and tries to bring it down towards your shoulder, looking for a weak spot in the armor. A 15 will not hit you, though. As you see this coming, you manage to swing your body back as the blade swings down, connecting with nothing but air. But then he brings it back up again. And you see this coming yet again as he swings the axe wildly, almost without any form or martial context. This man is just swinging like a force of nature, but you can feel the wind whoosh past your face every time.
Above game guys, we're fighting Kenpachi, and I'm terrified. Like, because Kenpachi would just have a single sword, just swing it with one hand. Oh shit, he's so strong. Oh no, he's using no form. When he uses a simple technique, we're fucked.
Wolfgang, your move.
All right. I'm going to try and maneuver myself. I'm still on my Phantom Steed, correct?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to maneuver myself a little ways away from him. I'm going to get... Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm going to get 90 feet away from him on my Phantom Steed because it has a speed of 100, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And 90 feet away it is. Prepared to, or trying to avoid his reach, if at all possible, on the way there. And he's going to thrust his hand forward towards this Goliath gentleman. He's going to say, "The Divine have chosen me to cast down judgment. Your sentence is death." And I cast Hex on him.
Awesome. What's he have to roll for that?
Nothing.
save.
It just happens.
Oh, okay. He sees your eyes glow, and as you connect him with really no save for Hex. Interesting.
Nope.
Yep.
And as
Warlock spell. They need something, man. Come on.
that's fair. And as your Hex takes hold on this man, you can see his eyes kind of gleam with almost sort of a reddish light, like a crackle of it. And his eyes gleam over towards you.
Interesting. He with you?
He looks back to you, Asmo.
Alger just nods.
Very interesting.
That right there is a well-dressed guy who can kick your ass.
We'll see about that.
And as he's talking, Spike is just running up to him, basically bursting through the cloud of T-Wig leaves, and
wait.
lunges towards this guy's... Oh, that wasn't the end
my
of your
turn.
turn? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hex is a bonus action.
Ah, okay.
With my action, I'll level Requiem on him. And I'll just shout, "Ignis!" in Celestial, and I'll fire Eldritch Blast at him.
Fire away.
Eldritch Blast!
Say the
There's
line,
two-
Warlock.
Eldritch Blast!
Yay!
Yay! It's like the kids in The Simpsons. Yeah! When he says, "I didn't do it."
Two beams of white light shoot forward at him. 20, soft 20.
Hits.
That'll deal 3 force damage, and an additional, because he's hexed, 1d6 necrotic damage.
I think for you, yeah, it's necrotic for Hex. All right.
Yeah. We'll just say I'm removing the light from him. Woohoo.
That's fair. 7 points.
And I get another one. Out of blah. 19.
19 also hits.
5 force and 2 necrotic.
All right, and these 2 beams of light firing forth from Requiem ping him right across the face and right in the chest. And you can see a small trickle of blood start to eke out of his nose. He starts this deathly war scream, and you can feel the air pressure start to, like, you feel this pressure in the air. T-Wig, the leaves that you are, drop like a foot towards the ground. As you can feel like basically the pressure of his raw anger eking off of him.
Okay.
And as he's doing this,
Did
Spike,
I not get a turn? Oh, right.
yeah,
second.
you rolled the lowest
Oh.
in initiative.
One more thing. Because he's hexed, he has disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay. Disadvantage on strength
Not
checks.
not saving throws checks.
Gotcha. Spike runs up to him and just leaps for his throat. But as this man's screaming, he throws his arm out and blocks Spike from biting, who then attempts to bite at his arm. And poor Spike just can't get a bite in edgewise here as he's back down on his haunches, ears back, growling at him. Now it is your turn, T-Wig.
All right. I'm gonna fly 10 feet up and behind this man. I'm gonna drop gaseous swarm, and as I do, I'm gonna wild shape into a tiny earwig.
Okay.
And while he's distracted by Spike, Asmo, and Wolfgang, I'm gonna crawl into his ear.
Okay.
Oh God!
Wait, what? You're doing what?
I'm turning into an earwig, and I'm crawling into his ear.
I'll be interested to see how. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
D&D's
you are
wild.
climbing. You are climbing onto him. I'm
going to take
have
the
you.
disengage action when I go into his ear to prevent being attacked.
That's fine, but this is still going to be something that's relatively stealthy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need you to.
I'm gonna use spider stats for this because there's no tiny centipede that I could find.
That's fine.
So hopefully that'll be okay. You said stealth?
Yeah, stealth. And with all the distraction that's going on, I'll give you advantage.
All right. 11 and 9.
All right. He does seem to notice you as you're trying to crawl into his ear, so he's going to try to attack
I'm
you when
taking
it's
the
his turn.
disengage action. So yeah, he can't.
He doesn't get an attack of opportunity, no. But
Okay, but I'm using my full movement at that point to get into his ear.
I'm going to say that you get mostly into his ear with this, because you're also using part of you're using some of this is to stop being leaves, and some of this is to transform, and then you're crawling along his shoulder
Bonus
into his
action
ear.
to transform is a bonus action for me to transform. That's the benefit of being a moon druid.
Okay, but just as the DM and you trying to crawl into this guy's ear, I'm going to say that by failing the stealth check, this is the punishment, is that he gets a chance to stop you.
Okay.
All right. With that, it is his turn. Or actually, no, it's Asmo again.
Okay, by the way, when Asmo got big, you know how every time in Power Rangers they always come to that upward angle of oh, when they just, they just shot right up them as they looked like they got bigger. That's what Asmo did.
Okay.
Oh,
You also get a D4 on your damage rolls because you're big.
beautiful.
Yeah, an additional D4. Actually, if you want to add... Oh, no. That would be post. Okay, so this time you get an additional D4.
Well, Asmo's going to go for it because Asmo is going to immediately swing down with a big Kabuto with an at one. Oh.
All right, and as you swing down at him, he looks back towards you and just blocks it with his hand. Like, he takes his forearm up and stops you from bringing down the blade on him.
Damn. All right. And then goes with Fire Ant 16.
16, like, you manage to swing Fire Ant towards his chest, but it's just not piercing through his armor.
Shit. And one more swing from Cub. You're saying I can't reuse Kabuto?
You can reuse Kabuto. He blocked your hand with that attack.
Okay. 16 with Kabuto. Damn.
And once again, like, you get close with it, but you just can't quite pierce the flesh. It's almost like his skin itself is made of some sort of stone or leather. Alright, and it is now Daenerys' turn.
Alright, Daenerys going to bring his hands up. He's going to focus. He casts Dispel Magic on the person himself. If there's any kind, he's going to cast it at 4th level. If there are any kind of spells of 4th level or below on him at the moment, they're dispelled.
What level is Hex?
Hex is automatically cast at 4th level.
So 4th or below, I believe that dispels Hex.
Let me double check that.
Cool.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't even think about it. Let me double check Dispel Magic.
Sometimes you get your wires crossed. You didn't know if this guy had any potential buffs on him.
Yep, unfortunately. And that was 4th level. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. So if he has 4th or higher.
It's a magical effect that you choose.
Yeah, you have to choose one creature, object, or magical effect. You did choose the creature.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, unfortunately that does undo Hex.
Damn.
As you're trying to debuff this guy. You don't know if anything else happens, but you definitely feel a magic resonance sink away from him.
Alright. Daenerys will do nothing else. I'm sorry, Connor.
Alright. I'm going to say, Monty, make a dexterity save as your little spider self.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay.
As he's going to try to grapple you.
You're gonna try
To
and
pull
grapple
you-
me.
Yeah, he's going to try to grapple you to pull you out of his ear.
Plus
Because he doesn't want to slap the side of his own head.
12.
Unfortunately, it gets you by the tail, and he just throws you.
Ugh, fucking A. Cool,
I'm
wasted
gonna say
my
with
wild
it.
shape. Awesome. Great.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
Yeah, you just kind of get scattered to the wind.
Okay.
You are still this creature. He does not injure you with this. He just throws you.
Okay.
Alright, that was his regular action. Now to use his bonus attack on Asmo, who he sees to be the primary threat in front of him right now.
Yeah.
That is a modified 20 to hit.
Yes, it did. No, wait. Asmo is going to activate Defensive Duelist.
Okay. What does that give you?
When you're wielding a finesse weapon, which you are proficient, and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC, which makes me 21.
All right. Then as he's bringing his axe towards you, you bring up fire ants, and you just kind of like do that cross pose with your daggers, and and push it out of the way of you.
Awesome. God, I love that pose.
He's going to try to bring the axe back down on you, but being surprised and thrown uncharacteristically for him, he's not used to being thrown off guard like that. He lost his balance and just can't quite swing at you. The axe comes down right at your left side. You manage to just kind of pivot and turn away. You feel the wind sweep across you as it impacts with the ground with a shuddering thud.
Oh boy. Okay.
And that is everything he is going to do. Wolfgang, you are up again.
Glaring briefly at Denier, Wolfgang is going to recast Hex on this big gentleman.
Asmo, you get a glimpse of his eyes as this crackle of red electric energy seems to gleam over them as his body takes on this greenish hue from Wolfgang's cast.
You're not out of the woods yet. And then, once again, action to cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Burst!
Eldritch Blast. Pow. Natural one.
It impacts against Spike's ass as you fire that off. Go ahead and roll damage for me real quick.
Shit. 3/4.
You hear a... He starts, Spike starts spinning in a circle, biting towards his ass.
One more time. 17?
17 hits.
All right. That's going to be 1 force damage. And 6 necrotic.
Nice. 7 damage. As you see the impact crack straight across the top of his head, his neck kind of jerks to the side as he twists it back up.
That shit's gonna get old quick.
I've rolled 7 damage every time I've hit him with that. Crazy.
It's like some sort of
All right.
fate.
I end my turn.
All right, Spike, who's done looking for the mystery assailant that burned his butt, jumps back. Runs along the side of the tree here, getting a true flank with a +3. Still misses. Come on, Spike, you got this. As he lunges forward, gets nothing but air with the first bite. And the second one, he manages to latch onto his armor, but nothing else, as Spike's just kind of jerking and trying to pull back and forth. T-Wig.
Alright, I'm gonna dash as a spider and crawl up his pant leg.
Alright.
And that will end my turn.
Alright. Once again, being a creature trying to crawl on him, make me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay. 11. Oh shit, wrong one. That was not the right one. Sorry, that was the
Yeah, you got a
dexterity save.
+4. Sorry.
20, soft 20.
Okay. You have no indication that he notices you right now.
Okay. As I go up his pant leg, I have a locational goal I'm gonna go for, but we'll get to that on my next turn. And my turn.
Okay. Asmo, you're up.
Asmo is going to activate Fighting Spirit. So I sacrifice. I gain 5 temporary hit points. Yay. But the big thing for this is I can now hit an advantage when I do only can hit twice now because I used my free action. Is that correct? It's been a while.
This is not an action. This is just something you can do. It's technically a free action.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
Good.
no, wait.
Right
As
here-
a bonus
right
action on
here
your
it says
turn, you
the
can give advantage. Oh, this is a bonus action.
So I lose 1 attack.
No, because extra. Yeah, you lose 1 attack.
You lose your offhand, yeah.
Yeah, you
I'll
lose
lose
your
my-
offhand attack this turn.
Alrighty, but I can hit with advantage. Main hand. Asmo's feeling this, so Asmo pulls back and he's going to start swinging out with Kabuto. 13.
13 is going to miss as he's now kind of he seems to be kind of getting into your rhythm as he's kind of like dancing back and forth around your blades.
Yeah. Am I allowed to go for a blaster knuckle shot?
Sure. You count that as the same hand as your Kabuto, so go ahead and give him a punch.
Yeah, it's true. Instead of Asmo going for a swing, he punches him in the face instead. 14. Oh my god!
And he's like Dempsey rolling you. He just kind of like ducks to the side, just under your blaster knuckle shot.
So this is the power of Ultra Instinct.
You
my turn.
He has a little grin on his face, almost as though he's not used to fighting somebody relatively his size. Denier, you're up.
Denier looks over towards Wolfgang. He gives an almost apologetic look. He cringes a little bit, and he throws magic missiles, which weave between Asmo's legs, and it hits the guy I'm casting at 2nd level. Go ahead.
I was waiting for you to say, and I immediately cast Dispel Magic again.
Sorry, I gotta try.
No,
Maintaining
I
eye
cast,
I
cast counter spell.
maintain eye contact. Monty said it, but you gotta maintain eye contact as you raise your hand and do that.
I got established dominance on Wolfgang.
No, you're not allowed to do warlock things.
The non-verbal equivalent of "Did I stutter?"
I cast magic missile at 2nd level.
All right, fire away.
15 damage.
These balls of energy begin to sweep like a angel's wings around the tree that Denier is hiding behind, streaking at lightning pace as they cross behind Asmo's back. Asmo, you duck down, and they immediately impact with the chest and upper torso of this large individual. Let me mark that down. 7 plus 8 is 15. He's got smoking patches on his, like, leather-clad torso.
And I will end my turn.
I'm tired of this bullshit.
Asmo, he's going to attempt to grapple you.
Oh shit!
We had disadvantage.
Oh,
And-
that's right.
And Asmo has advantage.
He has disadvantage on this. Asmo, you have advantage if you choose to use strength, that is.
I have advantage because he has disadvantage, or
Because you're
No,
enlarged.
because you're enlarged, yeah.
Oh!
All right, you got is strength if you want to match, like, is strength if you want a test of might, like grab him by the hands, or dexterity if you want to escape. But dexterity you do not have advantage on.
Oh, strength. We're locking arm in arm.
Hand in hand?
18.
Okay.
18. Not bad.
He got a 19, so he's just overpowering you as he's getting your arms, like, you got your arms up, and he twists them down, so now they're, like, locked under you, and he starts to grapple behind you, so now he's got you in what appears to be a bear hug as he begins to lift you off the ground. He's now going to use one of his abilities to headbutt you.
Oh, he's so
headbutt
strong.
you.
He's so strong at 19. I'm at disadvantage. Oh my lord.
Yeah, he rolled pretty goddamn well on that one, I'll be honest.
Yes, he did.
Does a 19 hit you with this headbutt?
Yes, it does. Unless I can just... Am I able to just keep spanning defensive duelist?
If you have your arms locked, I'm going to say that that's going to be difficult.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So, no, I don't.
Actually, there is a way that I would say that this could work, and that's if you try to bite his face as he's doing it. So, I will allow defensive duelist in this as your reaction.
You have a bite. Am I able to bite?
Yeah, you're just baring your fangs and making it so he doesn't want to headbutt you, or else he'll get a fang in the eye. So the idea is that you're dissuading him. So yeah, you don't take damage from this by using defensive duelist as your reaction.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't he know bright colors means danger?
It's true, but Asmo is a scary snake. He's black and yellow.
He almost stabbed himself with your gold fang. Wolfgang, you're up again.
All right. This guy doesn't seem at all like he's going down anytime soon, so Wolfgang is going to try to even the playing field even more. I'm going to activate Radiant Soul.
And as you do that, as these luminous, like, you are now a beacon in the darkness as this light aura courses all over you, and these luminescent spectral wings sprout forth from your back. You see him as he's like pulling his head back from headbutting Asmo, looks over to you with this devilish grin on his face as it starts to creep across his jawline.
Wolfgang slowly draws crescendo, which is coated in a holy white fire. He points at him and says, "These were good people!" And I'm going to close in.
You're still on your
30
horse.
feet. Oh, that is true.
I'm going to say now it's a ghostly Pegasus that can't fly, but it has wings.
In that case, I am going to... Yep, I'm going to rush behind Asmo. Just over here. And with my bonus action, I am going to use 2 uses of healing lights to heal him for 2d6.
All right. A streak of white fiery hoof prints cut across the ground as Wolfgang atop spectral steed runs behind Asmo, and you can feel this...
I'm at max health.
Wait, you took... Oh, that's right. You got... Well, technically you have 5 bonus health, but you didn't heal that, so...
No, I was at max health because I slept the night before. I didn't take any damage.
You took some damage today. You got cracked in the ribs by his axe.
Did I not subtract that? I apologize. Oh my god, what was the damage on that one?
It was 12.
Yeah, you took 12 damage, and you healed half that back, plus your 5 bonus health.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I guess I didn't hear the damage.
No worries. You feel your side start to mend a little bit as what fractured ribs you might have that were being compressed further by this man's grip start to soothe over.
Okay. Thank you, Wolfgang.
And does that end your turn?
Yes, it does.
All right, Spike, for the love of God.
He's got +2.
I've been even with a +3, he's not cracking it. Poor boy. Come on, Spike! As he's just like gnarling and thrashing, this man's just like pushing Spike back with his foot. Just like, get the fuck back, stupid goddamn dog. And finally, Spike lunges forward and just bites him right on the calf. Jeez, Spike, you poor rolls. Spike's teeth sink in. He starts to like wriggle his head around. This guy's gonna make he's gonna have to make a grapple check against Spike real quick.
Does Spike have attack tactics?
I don't believe so.
I'm just not sure.
Well, not on his stats anyway.
All right.
He had disadvantage to pull away from Spike. Spike actually manages to keep a hold of him. So Asmo, he's not dragging you anywhere while he's being held. T-Wig, you see that some of the fabric that you're crawling up sinks down behind you, and you can feel like kind of a tautness as it's getting pulled as you're being swung around inside the pant leg there.
I sweat in spider. Or actually, I'm centipede still. Never mind, I'm still a centipede. I sweat in centipede, and I crawl up, and for all extensive purposes, I find the vulnerable bits between the legs, and I bite him.
All right, you see them dangling there. They're
The heavy orbs.
the mighty grapefruits amass this tree. You climb along the grundle. I guess we'll just go ahead and call it what it is.
Why not the fleshy fun bridge, Nick?
And go ahead and roll to hit in spider.
Now, does being in his armor mitigate anything, or do I get flanking or any sort of bonus to this?
I will say that you do not have, like, it mitigates his armor. He still has very thick flesh, and you are still a spider, but,
Okay.
well, not a spider, but an earwig centipede.
Yeah.
He still has a pretty mighty AC, all things considered, but it is mitigated due to the fact that you are beneath the armored bits.
Okay. 8. God damn it.
It's... The oaken flesh of this man, the stony flesh of this man's nutsack cannot be pierced by your mandibles.
I'll try again next
life.
turn.
Welcome to D&D.
Welcome to D&D.
All right.
Jesus Christ, there's more to it. But yeah. Only if I hit. All right, that ends my turn.
All right. Asmo, you are currently being grappled by this gentleman. You can attempt to break free, or you can attempt to attack him within grapple.
I mean, I'm gonna try and bite him.
All right.
I'm gonna bite his arm. Chomp! Soft 20.
Yeah, you sink it like right into like his traps. You get like you lunge right down, right between like the. You get a good glimpse of the fact that his shoulder area is relatively unarmored, and you take advantage of that, biting him right on the neck and shoulder.
And that is 7 piercing and 1 poison damage.
Yeah, you feel the taste of blood enter your mouth. It tastes different than you're used to. You get an interesting scent along with it, like this permeating scent of ozone as you bite down into his neck. And as hard as you're biting, you still don't feel like you're getting all of this. By the way, don't forget to add your additional D4 for...
Oh, right. Because I got Big Fangs.
Yeah, you big boy.
Big Fang Boy with his nat 1. Big Fang Boy, add 1 damage.
Big Fang Boy, that every damage counts here as you're trying to sink your teeth as hard as you can into his neck.
Oh,
He's
my
EA
Lord.
Sports big.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
He doesn't
That's in the game. It's in the game.
He doesn't seem to be paying you a whole lot of mind in this scenario. You see that his, as you reel back your head from that first bite, you see that he's still staring at Wolfgang with this devilish, toothy grin across his face.
Then I bite a second time, even harder. 18.
Also hits.
6 plus 1 poison, 7 plus D4, 3. That's 10.
All right. And you sink down in that same exact spot, getting more and more blood. You can see this thick blood start to ooze down this front of his shoulder, almost like molasses oozing out of a tree.
Well, I have 1 more attack in me. Can I just keep squeezing hard with another bite?
You can. Technically, this is an offhand attack.
Oh, it is? Oh, it's an offhand attack?
Yeah, so you can like jab him in the ribs with one of your hands if you'd like.
I'm gonna elbow him in the ribs. Okay, boom. Just hit him in the ribs. What do I roll for that?
Just go ahead and try to punch him with blaster knuckle, I'd say, because if you're doing just plain melee damage, you're not going to do a lot.
10, nothing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's got your arms pinned to the point where you can't quite get a good punch in there.
All right, that ends.
All right,
That ends me.
All right, Denier, you're up.
Seeing all of his allies in close proximity, Denier knows that he can't use any of his big blasty spells, so he's going to instead go with the old reliable. He's going to hit Magic Missile at 2nd level.
All right.
Magic missile.
15, again.
All right, these orbs clatter around him, just exploding all over his back and face. But through this all, he doesn't blink even, just staring at Wolfgang. And Wolfgang, you can now see this lightning-like pattern echoing across his eyes as he's staring at you.
I see you've got...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I see you've got a little god in you as well, eh?
Uh-oh.
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 Asmo just looks at the camera.
Well, this has gone a direction I wasn't expecting.
He has disadvantage on this, but Asmo, go ahead with advantage, make another grapple check or an escape attempt as he's trying to lift you in the air.
Dex, is that Dex, right?
Dex would be escape, strength would be to try to power out of it. And dexterity, you don't have advantage.
I'm going to try for dexterity to slide out of it.
Alright. Disadvantage.
15.
Got 17 as his lowest on that.
Damn
one.
it!
He rolled a 16 and a 12, and he has got a lot of strength.
Oh,
as
I'm
he
not...
lifts you into the air and hurls you at Wolfgang.
Oh, fuck! He's throwing a motherfucker at a motherfucker?
I'm gonna roll to hit with Asmo.
Oh, this isn't good. I'm a big, thick boy, too. Don't forget, I'm giant.
Actually, I guess this is technically, this would technically be a dex save on your part, Wolfgang.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me a dex save. I'm gonna just use his strength spell cast as a
Nice.
DC. All right, that's gonna hit.
Happy 420, everybody.
Asmo, you're gonna take half this damage as the large creature hitting him. But Wolfgang, you take 14 points of damage as Asmo slams on top of you. His massive body crushing your steed beneath you. How much HP does a spectral steed have?
Not very much. I think it's dead.
All right, yeah, that spectral steed is dead, and there's now this like luminescent glow coming from under Asmo's spine. Asmo, you took half of that as the body in question.
Oh.
I can look up a horse.
Oh, I just pulled up Phantom Steed.
Yeah, it uses the horse stats, it says. Horse has 13 HP, so...
Yep, just kills it.
Yeah,
dead.
So, first of all, you get hit by Asmo, you crumple to the ground, and then you feel this poof as the horse disappears and Asmo's body, boom, crumbles on you a little bit more.
Oh. Anyone get the number of that donkey cart?
And now he turns around to deal with Spike real quick. Oh, poor Spikey. As he swings around and just decks Spike in the face. But Spike still holds on. Spike takes a bit of damage, but bites down even harder. And that's his move, as Spike is keeping him pinned in place. He can't move towards you guys. Wolfgang, it's your turn. First, you gotta get out from under Asmo, who I'm sure will assist you in this, but will still require a...
Is it half my movement, or is it another check?
I'm going to say it's not going to be a very high check, but make an athletics check.
Athletics? Oh, good. 7?
That's still not quite at the threshold that I was going for. So you can eke your way out, but I'm going to say it's going to take all of your movement to get out from under him.
Great.
Yeah, the check would have been like half movement to get out. But to get out from under him and stand up, it's now going to be your full movement.
All right, I'll just... This way, just to maintain that I'm out of him. Bonus action, gonna Healing Light myself. 2 uses of Healing Light. Heal for 2d6. 8.
All right.
Hang on. Fuck. Completely threw out of whack what I wanted to do. Action, right. Requiem. Requiem. I'm gonna fire twice at Big Goliath main.
All right, you pull out Requiem and you use Asmo's body as a arm rest for it.
God, this guy's strong. All right, gonna fire once. Pow! These are silver bullets, by the way, if that even matters.
It doesn't, but that hits.
All right. That is 18, and now hold on to your butts, folks. 6 piercing, plus Radiant Souls. Extra radiant damage equal to my level, so he takes an additional 8 radiant damage.
All right.
On top of an additional
Hex damage.
4 necrotic damage.
All right, you can see that the bullet, as it enters through his... Like, you shoot him right through the side of the neck. And you can see that the bullet kind of doesn't do a whole lot, it seems. But as this luminous force begins to echo through him, he winces in agonizing pain. And you can see this wound on his neck that's now burning with holy lights, and then it begins to seethe with this necrotic pulse. He's now going to use his first legendary action.
I fire again.
Oh, yeah, sure. After all this, he's going to use a legendary action. 20 hits.
Soft 20.
20 hits.
13 piercing damage.
Damn!
And oh nope, that is wrong command. An additional 1 necrotic.
Plus the 8 radiant.
Right.
Yeah, you were
radiant
like...
soul only procs on the
on the first attack.
one.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can see this grimace of pain eke across his face as he reopens his eyes. And Asmo and Wolfgang, I need you to make a dexterity save.
Oh boy.
Is this considered a spell?
No, this is a legendary action.
Okay.
Oh no. Do I roll at disadvantage because of my size?
You don't roll at disadvantage because of your size, and I'm not even going to make you roll at disadvantage because you're prone.
10.
That still doesn't quite make it.
13?
13 also does not make it. Oof. As you feel like the hair on the back of your neck stand up, his eyes crackle, and a bolt of energy streaks down from the sky. You take... Sorry, I need to add an additional.
Yeah, I'm going to use my reaction to use projected ward on Wolfgang.
A Wolfgang shaped shield.
15 points of lightning damage as it strikes down, scorching the earth around you.
Not as bad as I thought.
Thank God it wasn't as bad as I was worried too.
But still pretty bad.
Oh, right.
What does projected ward do for... how much damage does that absorb for him?
Can't hit him. He's too far away.
Ah, damn. So Denier stretches out his arm, just trying to do whatever he can, but you're just out of range as 15 points of lightning damage courses through you.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
I'm a son of the Stormbringer. And you're about to feel my wrath.
Spike, meanwhile, still continues biting down.
Wolfgang shakes the charred bits of his clothing. He's like, and I'm a Connolly, and I've dealt with bigger and uglier than you.
As Spike continues to... But yay, good roll, Spike, good roll.
Good, Spike. Good pump.
You can see Spike just starting to rend a bunch of this flesh off of his leg as he's pulling and tearing at the muscle sinew, just slowly but surely working at it. Unfortunately, his claw does not quite get towards him, but he still has him in a grapple. All right, it's down to T-Wig. You're at the peach. You're at the peach tree.
Do I want to stay at the peach tree though?
Thanos him.
I'm not gonna call this button get big. That's dumb. That is the one thing I will not do, because that's cheap, and I don't want to do that to Lani. God.
I'm gonna say that the strength check on his sphincter might be hard to beat, but anyway.
Now, depending on what food he ate that day, would he roll with disadvantage or advantage?
Anyway.
Oh, this is so foolish, but I'm gonna do it. Because I heard that boom, right? I heard a thunder boom.
Yeah, you heard a thunderous crack, and like the little bristles all over your centipede body are like just feeling this electricity in the air.
Okay. I'm gonna scuttle. I can move 20 feet, climb. I'm gonna scuttle right up to his chest, transform back into T-Wig, and cling my feet to his, like, the front of his armor and be staring right at his face.
Okay, so like a reverse papoose, you're now looking at him.
And I go,
"What the fuck?"
Forgot about me, and I clap both of my hands on his face, and I cast Polymorph on him.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
I want to
this is a wisdom save?
Yes, this is a wisdom saving throw. I want to turn him into a sloth.
Nat 1.
Yes! Oh my god!
You are now holding a
polymorph.
And I pick him up, and I look down and I go,
I think that is enough of that. Thank you very much, sir.
It's looking around. It's a tiny sloth, and its arms are moving incredibly slowly as it's trying to claw up towards your face. We'll get to that when it's his turn, of course. But
I am gonna with my action. I'm gonna, like, not my action, but my free action. I'm gonna turn to Spike and put up a hand like, no, like, don't stay back.
You have a rapport with Spike, so I'll say animal handling with advantage, as he is currently in, like, this fight mode. Like, he is super hard fight mode.
22. Thank God for the advantage.
Woo! Spike understands, and he sits down. Starts licking his bloody chops. Wolfgang, let's see, Asmo. Is there anything that you'd like to do on your turn aside from stand up?
Yeah, Asmo's gonna stand up, and Asmo's just gonna ready a defensive action to block for Wolfgang.
All right.
After what Asmo just witnessed, he kind of gets up and just prepares a defensive action.
Wolfgang, Denier, is there anything that you'd like to do on your turn here?
Daenerys gonna call out, so are we taking this guy down, or are we getting ready, or what?
I mean, this lasts for an hour, so...
We could leave.
I'm big. So.
As you're looking around, you notice that storm cloud that he seemed to bring with him is growing.
I narrow my eyes, slowly narrow my eyes.
T-Wig, what is a sloth's strength?
I don't have stats for a sloth.
Give me something for a... I don't know, whatever.
I'd say, like, he would definitely have, like, it's a sloth. It'd be, like, a -4.
Yeah. He's going to attempt to claw at your face regardless and fail at it as he gently caresses your cheek. But with great malice. You have never seen a grumpier sloth.
Hey, you stop that.
I'm reminded of the video where someone picks up a sloth and it pretends to fly.
Yeah.
It's flailing its little slow sloth arms as it's trying to grapple at your eyes, and it's just nothing.
In terms of combat, does that mean we won? Like, this was like a duel and we won, or a combat and we won? Because if this guy's like a super warrior, that's embarrassing, right?
Its brows furrow further.
Like,
very slowly.
You were really vested in combat, huh? You know,
shameful.
People like us would probably make super great allies, wouldn't they?
It continues to try to claw at your face, futilely.
Maybe we can come to an agreement, and perhaps we can meet and talk with you a bit more. How about that?
Thunder echoes around you. Wolfgang, your move.
Seeing that the sloth is not up for parlay, I'm gonna run up to T-Wig. I'll be like, hand me the sloth.
What?
Hand me the sloth.
Oh, but okay, I handed the sloth.
By action, double move. I'm gonna fly straight up.
Ah!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Okay. You fly straight up into the sky with this baby sloth in your arms. What's your flight speed?
60, now that I'm double moving.
Okay. Double move. Okay, so you're 60 feet in the air with this sloth, and you can see that as you get higher in the air, roll me a perception check with advantage.
Remember when?
Boop, boop, boop. 20, soft 20.
This cloud is not natural that's hanging around you, and it continues to grow, and you can see the sloth's eyes kind of darting about it as it slowly begins to roll them. And you see another mighty
the
bolt.
The creature is limited in its actions it can perform by the nature of its new form.
I'm not saying that this is him.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Can't cast spells or take any other action requires hands or speech.
Wolfgang, you see a thunderous crackle begin to, it's this ball of light energy that seems to be crackling red amongst the cloud as it begins to store up this lightning-like energy as these clouds begin drifting in. You see a large, heavy bolt of red and white lightning streak down towards the grounds, and the rest of you around this area, you feel that thunderous crack as another being stands before you. What the hell's going on here? She looks down at the pool of water behind her.
Add a character. I turn him into a sloth. No, I'm just joking.
She looks down at the pool of water behind her. Still hasn't dealt with it. Where is that monk? She points at the pool of water, and you see another massive flash of lightning strike down. And as soon as your eyes adjust to the light, there's nothing but steam and mist hanging amongst the air. Takes that long to deal with some interlopers. You. Where is he? Where's Theradan? Where's Theranak? Theranak. Where's Theranak?
Who are they talking to?
She's pointing to you, T-Wig, in the armor.
He's on a trip.
What, did he go to the village? Did he go to the village directly? What are you doing here?
Oh, well,
I put my hands on my hips.
Hello, I am T-Wig. It is nice to meet you.
Yes, I know it is.
Gee, thanks. Who are you, though?
I'm Vessa, and I'm
Nice
here
to
looking
meet
for
you,
my
Vessa.
shit of a. I'm here looking for my shit of a little brother. I use the word little loosely, but you know.
Oh, he's your brother?
Yes, where is he?
Have
you seen him?
Yes. It's been quite a time. Oh boy, let me list off, he got attacked by bees, a pine cone, I almost bit him on the dick, now he's a sloth.
You see her face just kind of jolt back. He does try to put it in the odd place, I'll tell you that.
He doesn't really like us too much. Do you want to be our friend instead?
I'm not in the
I'm
market
continuing
for that.
to fly straight up.
She points upward. What's that? The light man up there.
Oh, that's Wolfgang.
Wolfgang, you feel your hair begin to stand on end as you get closer and closer to this cloud.
I'll try to get away from it as much as possible.
I'd prefer it if he were down here. I need you to
You
roll
want your brother to live?
She can't hear you. You are way too far away.
What?
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity save, Wolfgang.
Soft 20.
All right, that means you're only taking half of this, which is good because she's stronger than her brother. As a massive bolt of lightning sears forth, you manage to fly along the side it as it clips your wing. You take half of 22.
11.
As this
Thank
massive
God!
searing lightning strikes forth on you. However, your companion also takes that damage. And you are now holding on to a very, very large man. And I need you to make an athletics check to hold him.
No, I'm gonna drop him.
Okay. He begins to fall towards the ground. I'd say
That's
you'd have...
60 feet, so that's...
I'm going to say that you got him up 100 feet
okay.
by the point that this happened.
Oh, boy.
And she looks up. How the... As he careens towards the ground, let's see, that's a d6 per 10 feet, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, T-Wig, Wolfgang, this was your doing. Roll me 10d6 as he careens and impacts the ground at full force.
48.
He slams with a mighty thud, his ass, like, in the air, his head buried in the dirt. He pulls his head up. Bah! Fuck! Was that? Are you finished?
No, I'm not finished. I'm just getting fucking started. I'm gonna tear you all limb from fucking limb.
Father is waiting. Fuck. I dealt with your mess.
I put up my hand. I put up my hand.
I dealt with your mess.
Shake
Now
my hand.
return.
That's
Return.
all?
Return, Theranak.
Bye, Theranak. It was really not so great to meet you.
He spits at the ground toward you.
Gross. Hey, Vessa.
I'm gonna scamper on over.
Hey, who's your dad?
We are the children of the Stormbringer.
What's his name?
He's gone by many. He goes by Thunderbringer, Thunderlord, War. But most from wherever you're from, I'm assuming you're to the east, refer to him as Vander.
Oh, that's great. Can we meet him?
I believe the people of Solitude will know where to find him.
Okay.
Until
Well,
we
tell
meet
him-
again.
Tell him we're on our way.
I'll let him know to expect you.
I'm gonna turn over and face. What was the guy's name again?
Theranak. And you can, you start to get this, like, pulsing electric current running between your ears as you can feel the ground begin to rumble. I'd step back if I were you.
I want to actually utilize my background for the first time.
Okay.
I'm gonna utilize Heart of Darkness.
Those who look into your eyes see that you've faced unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you, unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself facing an enemy alone.
So I'm just gonna give him a glance. Just, just a very empty glance.
And that feeling of emptiness and anger and sorrow that you can't quite place kind of crosses your mind as you do so. He just kind of looks sideways at you, then look back towards Wolfgang, still gleaming, though a bit sooty and charred.
Sign over.
As T-Wig, now that you're still standing
It's not.
very close to them, I need you to make a dexterity save as a bolt of lightning cracks down on top of them.
Oh boy. 0, 8.
All right, I will roll
I
your
just
damage
stand
in a
there.
second. Yeah, you 25 points of electric damage as it ceases. You are smoking, and there is a arc current just sparking between your ears, just
Do not touch me, or you will die.
The clouds above your head begin to dissipate and drift further to the west.
What the fuck?
I tried to be friendly and it did not work.
Oh, no, clearly it didn't, T-Wig. Not everyone you meet you can be friendly with, especially the guy who tried to kill you. And his sister? I don't even... What is... Oh, my God.
She seemed nice. I like her.
No! No, she did not!
I mean,
She's
she
just
could
so
attack
powerful.
us.
She's above all this shit. Oh, my God. It's making it weird that I'm so big doing this, too. That guy freaking kicked my ass.
About that time, I dropped a spell. As soon as he says
also
it's
dropped my-
annoying being big.
I dropped my angel trigger as well.
I like sit up and cross my arms.
By the way, Nick, what did the sister look like when she appeared?
Ah, yes, forgive me. The woman who appeared, whose skin was purest of pure whites, almost marblescent. She was very lithe, as opposed to her brutish brother. She wore a very loose-fitting robe, shimmering of white with gold accents. She had a prominent brow and no hair amongst her face or head. She wore what appeared to be a mask of obsidian over her face, and her eyes crackled with a very similar energy to that of Theranax.
So Vander is the one who's trying to suppress nature in this realm, and his children are kind of acting like,
Like me.
I guess, yeah, that would make you like cousins or something?
Ugh. Don't want to think of it like that, but no, they're like me.
That means they, like...
First time.
I to God hope you mean they have a kid at home or something.
No. I'm not exactly human anymore.
Join the club.
The key word is anymore. I don't know if through my means it was a ritual, but they're like me. They have the blood of a god flowing through them.
Well, if they're children of this Vandar fellow, then looks like Vandar is a goddamn god. And we're...
Vandar is a god of war, and that's who we're looking for.
Well, here's hoping if and when we meet him, we do it on our terms.
I think we made a great first impression.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Well, what do you mean? We fought him, and I think we did pretty good.
You turned him into some weird, long-armed, like, bladed, slow creature I've never seen before. And Wolfgang, I only assume was trying to fly it to heaven before it sent it to hell. So I don't think he's going to be exactly the most happiest person in the world.
But if, like, Vander's the god of, like, fighting and stuff, I mean, we fought really good. So he'd be like, whoa, these guys fought my son, and they were super cool. Totally want to talk to them, especially if Wolfgang's here.
Yeah, Wolfgang, but, I mean, to find out that you turned their son into a cute little furry creature, I don't know if he's going to be happy. So just, you're warned, T-Wig. Also, did you just swear?
Did I?
Oh my god. You're learning so much.
I'm learning a lot.
You're a bad influence, Asmo.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
I'm going to try to put one of the corpses onto my horse.
Yeah, Wolfgang was examining the corpses as well.
Yeah, they are forever locked in what appears to be a wolf-like state, although they are in various degrees of anthropomorphization. One of them looks a little bit more humanoid than the other, but they are very large wolf-like creatures.
Hey, Wolfgang?
What?
I think I'm gonna send Spike home.
Fine.
Are you mad with me?
No.
Okay.
Insight, is he mad at me?
Go ahead and roll
No,
insight.
Oh no,
Okay.
he is. No.
Wolfgang, go ahead and roll persuasion, I guess, to try to.
Okay. 11. Wolfgang isn't mad at you. He's mad at this situation.
But
where
Tubik's having a
he-
hard time parsing that.
He's not mad. He's
He-
just
he let-
disappointed.
He let two of these people die, and that's what he's angry about.
Yeah, Spike is like kind of nuzzling at one.
You can sense that he's sort of having dead werewolf flashbacks, maybe.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Hey, Spike.
Get up. Come on. Come on. Time to play. Come on.
They're sleeping, Spike. They can't get up.
Oh, gee. Are they dead?
Yeah, they're dead, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
And I don't want that to happen to you. So I think it might be best if you go back to your friend now.
Oh, gee. I mean,
Say psych right now.
but this is fun.
I know it's fun, but it's not going to be fun later on. So I'd rather you get home safe and be happy with your friend than to, have the fun end here and then something bad happen to you.
So I should be with him right now. I should be with man. I should be with Guy.
You should be with Guy. Here.
And I take my old cowl, my fur cowl, and I tie it on Spike's back.
Give this to him. It's yours. It's a gift. It
Oh,
smells
wow.
like me, so you can remember me.
He sniffs at it. Oh, yeah, that's a good sniff.
Thanks.
Oh, gee. Oh, heck. I don't want to go. Gosh.
I know. It's hard to say goodbye. But we'll see you again. And I prefer that over never seeing you again.
Yeah, see me again. Go get Guy. Go be with Guy. See you again. Yeah. His tail wags.
I give him a hug.
Oh, gee.
You are the goodest dog ever of all time.
Oh, wow. Really? Gee. He kind of like nuzzles you on the side of the head.
Good boy.
Oh, thanks, gosh. Oh, gee.
Now, you gotta deliver it to Guy, and you got to be there with him, okay? Be super loyal, alright?
Okay. Go to Guy. Roll persuasion real quick for...
Okay.
Because he's reluctant to do anything here.
19.
You beat him out.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I guess I... Okay, I'll go to him and then see him and then wow. I'll give him the gift but it's mine. But is it mine?
Yeah, it's yours.
Ah, it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, gee. Okay, well, gee. Okay. Heck. Goodbyes aren't great. I don't... Oh.
It's not a goodbye, it's a see you later.
Ah, gee. He licks the front of your faceplate, and there's this, like, sizzling that happens as your faceplate is still red hot from the lightning strike. Whew. Ha. And there's this, like, sizzling sound of dog saliva as it steams off of your helmet.
I'm blushing.
He looks towards you, Wolfgang, walks up, gives you a couple of sniffs, sits down, and throws a paw on your shoulder. Just like nearly, roll me an athletics check as he does this, as he smacks you on the shoulder with his paw.
8.
He knocks you to the ground. Ha,
Oh.
gee, gosh, wow, heck. It looks at you, Denier.
I start climbing a tree.
He stands at the base of the tree, just looking up.
Spike? No! No! Bad Spike! Bad!
Okay. I'll go. Oh, gee. Looks back toward you, Asmo. Burf. Wags his tail. And he starts to run off back towards the southeast.
Did I mention I'm not good with dogs? Denier calls out from the top of the tree.
Burf! You hear in the distance.
He jumps a little bit.
No, but it was implied.
Alright, so you guys have 2 spectral steeds left alive, so you are able to load the corpses up on top of those.
Yeah, could probably do that.
All right, and as you set that up and start to make your way slowly back towards the village, I feel like this is as good a place as any to take a quick break. Hey guys, this is Lanipator, and I wanted to thank you for rolling with me. You can roll with me live Mondays at 5 o'clock Central Time on twitch.tv/Lanipator. Now, back to the game. All right, you guys made your way back to Solitude, bearing heavy burden, as there seems to be much more of a commotion in town now, as Red Screech and Red Fang are being tended to by whoever is available. There's a lot of torch lights out. There seems to be some will-o-wisp-like fairy fires floating around, trying to illuminate this darkened crevasse that you are walking through as you make your way into the town. Spectral horses on the verge of crapping out on you. Some of the people who are assisting take notice and begin to rush over, only to stop with heavy heart as they see the looks on your faces and realize that those that you are transporting have passed. A female half-orc walks up to you in very modest garb. You've returned. We are grateful.
You've been good to us. We had to repay the kindness and bring them back home.
I'm just sorry there isn't more we could have done.
To be honest, after the elder described what you ran towards, we are surprised and grateful to see you at all. How did you manage to escape? The Thunderlord does not forgive so easy.
They're the ones who ran.
Oh, don't worry. I don't think they'll be forgetting either how that went down.
He claimed himself as thunder, that he would roar to awaken fear in our heart. Little did he know, they were lightning, and they will strike stealthily, without sparing a second thought to let them even know what fear is.
She looks at you quizzically for a moment.
It is a poem.
You claim to have bested one of the Thunder Guard in combat?
Pretty much.
Her face is that of utter disbelief. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Who?
Whoever would wish to. Wolfgang was the last one to speak, so Wolfgang.
Can I give him assistance?
All right.
With advantage, go ahead.
Hee-haw. 11.
She's taken aback and steps backwards. Your eyes do not betray that you are lying. I'd
imagine the char marks don't either.
That is their mark. You have seen, you have witnessed. You return. I must inform the others. Please, return. I'm sorry.
Wait,
please.
Is Red Shriek okay?
He is being tended to now. He will survive. She looks at you as you say the name. Red Shriek. Oh yes, he'll be just fine. He's being tended to now. Him and Inashuna, they shall be just fine.
Very good.
Please, this way. She looks about you. You are wounded. Please come this way. We will tend to your wounds. And she leads you towards a cave off the side of the valley that you're walking through. Please, spare some room. We need assistance. They have challenged the Thunderbringers.
challenge is kind of a very strong word. Was in a challenging situation and lived to talk about it, I think is a better, more accurate.
Yes, please forgive my tongue.
I don't
It's
think
forgiven, as
they
long as you
saw
forgive
it
mine.
that way.
Regardless, you have returned, and she ushers you inward as several people who looked as though they were tired. You know, they this appears to be a clinic of sorts. There are stone tablets that look as though they are made to be bedside. They're covered in basically soft vegetation, whatever could be found, and they allow those of you that need to rest on top of one to take heed as so a very tired looking half-orc man.
I just finished with... I just finished trying to stabilize Inakawe. It looks as though you're in a significantly better condition than he was.
And his hands begin to glow green as he begins the healing process amongst you as he wanders around.
My daughter tells me you fought with the children of the storm.
Yes, that is true.
I guess, yeah.
You're either very brave or very foolish, and judging by these wounds, very strong.
Each of you are going to be healed and treated to full.
Denier not being injured, he focused on the bodies, taking them to wherever they needed to go, assisting with any kind of burial rites or anything like that they would have.
Yes, you help a very tall, burly individual that T-Wig had been talking with earlier in the day.
Oh God, what was his name?
Kuma.
Kuma.
Don't have my book with me, damn it.
He, as well as a few other strapping lads, assist you in hurrying them to a what is essentially a burial parlor or a funeral chamber, where their families will be able to stand vigil over them until their spirits have passed into the other realm in whatever ceremony that they intend to have with them.
We'll inform them in the morning. They need not know now.
Yes, let them have the night. I wish we could have gotten there faster.
You do not seem mighty.
Physically, no. But my powers are beyond.
I meant no offense. I simply do not understand how one such as yourself could bear with the storm children.
You can tell that each of their tongues in common is very different. Their grip on the language is not all there.
There are things beyond that which is natural. You have shamans and mystics, yes?
Yes.
I have the ability to bend the weave of the world similar to a shaman or a mystic, but different aspects of it. I prefer to protect others, to shield others from harm. Allow me to... May I show you?
His eyes are kind of he's trying to follow what you're saying, so he just nods.
I reach out a hand and I cast mage armor on him.
he begins to like start to scratch at his skin, realizing that he can't do it with this like glowing polymer that seems to eke across his flesh.
Think of it as it is protection. It stops wounds from hurting you. It will go away in 8 hours.
He opens his mouth and you can see his teeth become fang-like as he tries to bite down on his arm. He pulls it away and there's a faint bite mark on his arm.
It draws no blood. Your skills, I see.
There are those that are the sword of the community, and then there are those that are the shield. I am the shield.
And mighty shield, may you protect. May you protect till the stars fall from the sky.
Thank you. And may you protect the rest of this village as well.
As my sister before me, I will one day be a champion.
Good. I can tell that you are strong of physical, but are you strong within the mind and of the soul?
My spirit gives me strength, but it is hard to control. My mind was never one for combat. I do not comprehend how to do so.
Your body is willing, but you don't like fighting. You don't enjoy hurting of others.
Oh, I enjoy very much. But my mind it's not meant for battle. The mind is not meant for battle. It is meant for other endeavors, enjoyment of other things. My mind does not affect battle.
Almost as though your body acts on its own when battle starts.
My spirit.
I've heard of these. Very powerful warriors.
Yes, my sister. She is the most powerful of us. She is our champion. She and her brood will win. She must. She must.
He seems to kind of stare off into the distance as he contemplates, seeing now full on the wrath that these children of the storm have brought, and knowing where she is heading he seems to have kind of like a distant look in his eyes as he looks out towards the mouth of the cavern.
Denier lightly pats him on the shoulder as he begins to leave the parlor. She will. I have no doubts. But we're headed that way as well. If I see her, I'll let her know that you're thinking about her.
Appreciated. Traveler.
Call me Denier.
Denier. I am Kuma.
Yes. Good meeting you, Kuma.
He nods.
And with that, Denier smiles, nods, walks outside, and he goes looking for a nice open space that's not going to mess with the village.
A nice open space that's not going to mess with the village. How big of a space do you need?
I'd say anywhere from 25 by 25 to 100 by 100. Just something that's just outside of the village, that's not going to like destroy any of their crops or destroy anything that they have.
As you can actually ask Kuma for assistance on this. He lets you know that he will lead you up towards a kind of a sentry point or a guard post up top of the valley, and he leads you out towards kind of the edge, kind of a cliff face. It looks like a barren land that looks out over this dying and dead forest. It's this same area that you walked by and walked under as you walked into Solitude.
You should be safe here so long as they do not return.
Would you like to see another of my abilities? Daenerys just grins a little bit.
Yes.
He steps backwards and
I can not only fortify the body, but with time, Daenerys begins casting Galder's Tower. 4th level, 3 stories. And as
Earth begins to rumble around you, and he looks concerned, but noticing what you're doing, he calms down.
So as it begins forming, while I've been walking, has there been like any kind of sandstone or kind of natural stone of this area that I've been able to pick up?
This stone appears to be mostly that of... It appears to be a pretty natural stone, though deep within it there do appear to be notes of granite.
All right, then I'll take a piece of stone and I'll use that to adorn the outside of the tower. So I'm making the tower out of this particular stone of the area.
All right, this gray sheet stone begins to rise above this cliff face. And while you're concentrating, you don't see this, but the look on his face goes from terror to shock to wonder as this tower begins climbing, almost to double the height of the cliff that you've been walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Your powers are commendable and impressive.
And I'm one of the weaker of my group. You should see what the others can do.
It's like you say. You are shield. They are artillery, weaponry.
Yes, some of them mystics, some of them can cure wounds, some of them can heal. I've even seen one, the man in white. I've seen him bring the dead back shortly after dying. I've seen him do it.
Impossible.
He is one with the spirits.
His eyes widen as he begins to run back towards the village.
Uh-oh.
Good luck, Wolfgang!
Yes, I was going to say, as you guys have been treated by the medical shaman, a very sweaty and out of breath large individual, T-Wig, you recognize as Kuma, who you met earlier. You! He points inward towards you, Wolfgang.
He just looks up. Yes?
You have the power over life and death.
Having a conversation there, Wolfgang. Asmo picks up and walks out and leaves. Having a conversation there, Wolfgang.
Yeah, Asma, after resting in the bed and thinking you're going to get a decent amount of sleep here, he's like, ah, fuck this.
No, 7 days-ish to live unless something bad could happen, so let's just enjoy it.
Yeah, you do have to go find a nice place to take your medicine. And as you step out into the village, you notice that there's a silhouette cutting off part of the moon, and as you look up, you see a tower jutting up at the far end of this valley.
That's a big-ass tower.
And standing over the edge of the cliff, you see Daenerys kind of crouching down, realizing what he said and what he might have put into action.
I did say that it's very limited, though. That some of them are too far out.
He did, but he might not exactly
Probably wasn't
comprehend
listening
the
to
time
that.
frame.
Daenerys. What are you doing, Daenerys?
Setting up my tower? We're going to be sleeping here tonight, aren't we?
Shit, man, do you need help?
Everything's good.
Alright.
I got something for you special on the second floor, Asmo.
Is it life? Or, like, being cured of this disease? Because that'd just be super awesome.
Yeah, diseases aren't my thing, but,
Not mine either, really. I'm gonna be honest, not a big fan.
I got a bathroom up there.
I'm not gonna turn on the fan when I have a shower. It's gonna be so steamy.
Yeah, I made a sauna in there just for you, man.
Asmo's already in there. You blinked
Yeah,
and he's
you-
gone.
Yeah, you begin. Daenerys shows you how to get up from there, or he informs you of the directions to get up to the upper level of the.
So the three
Cavern.
floors that I've chosen is lounge, bathroom, and study.
So it is essentially a sauna with the size of that place. No, it is literally just a room
No,
with
it
a
is a
bathtub
jet-
and a toilet in the middle.
It is a Japanese onsen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will show you. It says exactly what's in each level. Washroom with toilets, wash tubs, a magical brazier, and sauna benches.
Ooh, a magical
I can-
bra. Oh,
I'll
bring
say
here.
I'll say with wash tubs, you could make it look like an onsen if you'd like. You could have it be modeled after the hot spring that you stayed at when you were up north, up in Steamy Springs.
Well, Asmo's just gonna dip right in there.
Meanwhile, back in the awkward spot,
It's just been a long from Wolfgang.
as Asmo just pieced out.
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that.
How?
I can bring back only the recently deceased within maybe a minute or so of them passing.
I see.
It requires great power. By the time I had shown up to battle the Storm Children, the two were... there was nothing I could do.
There were legends once of a boy who could bring back. It passed down through the elders. Thought maybe. Forgive me.
He bows his head and wanders out.
Could I, like, cross-reference that tale with anything that I've heard in the past about my own clan?
About your own clan? Go ahead and
Yeah.
give me a history check.
3!
Ah, damn, and that nat 20 on the other side. You
Aw.
can't think of anything in regards to your own family that might be that would possibly assist you.
Well, he just sort of goes back to resting because he needs it.
Yeah, the shaman, the half-orc gentleman, has been kind of working you over with various salves and pulsing various energies throughout your body that conflict a little bit with the energies that you have, which is why he's having a rough go of it, but he's slowly but surely mending your wounds and bandaging you where you've needed it and healing your burns.
Yeah, Wolfgang was fucked up when he went in there.
Yeah. He's spent a majority of his time on you. He basically just kind of patched Asmo up a bit. And it didn't take much for him to fix Asmo, though he did definitely note that Asmo was ill.
Yes. You may rest here for the night if you wish, though. this is all I can do for now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You've done our community a service. It is the least we can do. The Elder should be fine to speak to you tomorrow.
I look forward to it. I think we have some things to discuss.
Indeed. If what he says is true.
He bows his head, and he makes his way past a curtain in the back of this cave structure. You see a candlelight snuff out back there. No doubt he's... First of all, he was awoken to help everybody, and now he's just very tired.
Mm-hmm. You are alive? Awesome. Good night.
Yes, you will live. Good night.
Yeah.
Denier, you and Asmo make it back to the tower. And would you like to describe the decor of the first floor?
All right, so the first floor has gone through a little bit of a change since the last time that Asmo and everybody have seen it. There's let me see, studies. This is the lounge. So there are a number of couches around, armchairs, side tables, footstools. The inside of the tower is comprised of a number of intricate arcane runes, mostly circles around the top of each floor. There are some banners above the main mantelpiece of the lounge. There is the sword that he got from Bahum, and also his necklace that he got as the medallion that he got as a reward, as kind of like a little trophy section.
Yeah, I'll say it sits above the fireplace.
Mm-hmm. The couches are large and plush. Oh, off in the corner, there's this very, very, I'd say it's a moderately sized footstool that looks like it's been turned into like a modified pet bed. For either Gracie or for Eska, should he want it. But it's moderately furnished, but it's not intricately furnished quite yet. It looks like Denier has been going through and trying to make some adjustments to the spell to...
Still figuring out exactly how he likes it.
Exactly. How he's liking it, plus not to mention that given that he's been living up north for a little bit, some of the northern tendencies are starting to make their appearance in his tower.
So you see a lot more stone and metal in the construction rather than the warm woods of the south.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right, the second floor is a nice hot spring-like onsen.
Mm-hmm. Saunas, bathtubs, toilets, everything like that. The third floor is
Asmo's just soaking in there, I imagine.
Oh, I imagine that he is. And the third floor is the study, which is pretty much Denier's domain. It's got desks, books, bookshelves, parchment, ink pens. It's got a seat, one chair, and a desk where Denier does all his work, just scattered with all kinds of his bits and baubles with his research that he's been working on continuously whenever he has any kind of downtime. Among other research for Arcanos, Fleetfoot, and things like that. There are various books that are all over the place, some of them from various locations. The only book that is not in the study, that is visible in the study, are some of the books that he got back in Cold Reach.
Gotcha.
Those are hidden.
All right, so your place is all decked out, Asmo. You get a nice soak, and everybody rests for the night wherever they choose to. You note, Denier, that Wolfgang never emerged. T-Wig, how are you spending your evening?
I'm gonna stay outside.
Then I'm going to take an hour, use my arcane, my spell recovery, get some of my spells back, and I'm going to cast sending to actually send that message to Ramses that I was going to send before I got blasted.
All right, what do you want your message to say?
The message is basically going to say, working east, made way to desert.
West.
Yeah, going west. Made it to the desert, looking for Vander. Found his kids. Possible middle of God fight. Everything's okay for now. Just basically giving him a heads up on what's going on, where I am, and that I've actually made it to the west. In so many words.
All right. You get a message back very momentarily that he's glad that you are safe, and that to be very wary when dealing with creatures with any sort of deification about them, especially one as volatile and mysterious as the god of war.
Mm-hmm.
He wishes you the best of luck and looks forward to your next report.
Good deal. Then Denier will head up. He'll go to the second floor, soak for a while, trying to get that sand out of his fur. Then eventually he'll go up to the third floor and retire for the evening.
All right. T-Wig, how do you... you're spending the evening outside. Anything in particular that you wish to do before retiring?
I want to do some introspection.
All right. Any particular aspect?
Yes. When Asmo said you can't be friends with everybody.
What can Asmo not do? Not be friends with everybody?
Asmo said that specifically.
You said that to Tuig, that Tuig cannot be friends with everybody. So I want to see if that is something within my essence that is true, and that I am neglecting as part of my being.
All right. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
If only life.
21.
Ooh.
As you sit and you ponder this thought for a moment, your emotions begin to swell, trying to think back to moments of betrayal or any sort of negative emotion that you're starting to recognize. You see yourself again running through the alleys of Dragon's Rest. You're chasing something. And finally, you find them in a dead end. Cloak pulled over their face. Your eyes are blurry, as if a stream of water is coming out of them. As the person at the end, Cloak looks left and right. You see in front of you a bit of a gleam, and as you glance down, you realize you're holding a weapon.
You cut out. I'm holding a what?
You're holding a blade. A long sword. As you begin to pull it forth, you see clawed fingers at the end of your hands. Or at the end of your wrists holding this blade. You step forward and you pull back the hood. And you see a man, but his face is blurry. Give me another insight check as you try to focus in on this.
Soft 20.
The face begins to focus, and you see the face of a elven man with brown hair.
Oh, I don't have my notebook. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna use that in a second. Sorry.
He has very familiar features. You hear yelling echoing inside of your skull, but you can't make it out, and this creature begins to plead with you.
What are they saying?
Give me another insight check, as this stuff is very buried.
13.
The most you can appear to make out from this is you hear the word betrayed. and you hear from him, choice didn't have choice. You step back. You wipe your eyes with your forearm. And you strike forward with your sword.
I remove myself from this vision as much as I can.
You do so pretty instantly as you just stop focusing on it.
Were we a bad person? What does that make us now?
I shake it off and I just go into my sleep state.
You zone out. Everybody awakens the next morning. Those of you that fought in combat, you're a little sore, but you're back to maximum HP. Asmo, you didn't have any weird dreams last night after taking your potion. Or at the very least, they weren't invaded as they had been previously.
That's fucking great for once.
You still remember the sensation of floating in that Icarus liquid, but nothing came of it. It was so benign that it didn't even register as a dream. You were just floating in a black void. But you awaken, muscles a little stiff, but fully composed.
I see. Asmo just wakes up and cracks the bones.
Wolfgang, you as well wake up very, this bed was not very comfortable, but you needed the rest, so you're stiff, your joints are cracky and achy, and your flesh where it was burned is still a bit tender, but the salve seems to be doing its job.
Oh, God. Just cracks his back.
Yeah, you get like 3 or 4 pops out of that bad boy.
Good morning there, Sunshine. How was your awkward conversation?
Asmo made your way down to the
Yeah,
village base.
Absolutely.
It was not as awkward when I explained things. So I'm sort of starting to wonder just what Denier is doing.
Oh, you know Denier.
Do I?
I like to think.
You saw him yesterday.
That's true. I mean, don't forget the dude's been on the run for a while, and that can't change a person. Like a little bit. Just a little. So where do we go today? Oh, chosen one of the gods.
Asmo says, sipping.
Just rolls his eyes at that.
Uh-huh.
Denier, I'll say you probably also made your way down there, having heard the door open and close when Asmo left.
Just want to check, did I have the normal dream, or did I have the special dream that I've been having recently?
Last night, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okie doke. Let me see. 23.
Last night you had the same dream that you had previously when you decided to leave on your run. That beast standing atop the tower and staring down at you.
Denier will come down, though he looks unnerved, to say the least. He's kind of looking over his shoulder, and he's looking a little bit jittery.
A disheveled Denier pops up around where you guys are.
Morning, Denier.
Morning.
Good morning.
Where's T-Wig?
T-Wig, you would have woken whenever you wished and wandered around.
Sorry, I'm preparing my spells, so I'm
Nah,
probably taking
feel
some
free
extra time.
Feel free to insert yourself whenever.
Okay. I'll just, come walking out of a shrubbery.
A dead bramble bush. T-Wig just stands up from it.
They're probably preparing their spells.
Damn it. It's good every time, and I hate it.
The order of business today is to talk to Red Shriek. Apparently there's some stuff we need to discuss with him about what happened yesterday. We're definitely going to need to confront them again at some point, I feel.
So where do we go from here? Seriously, though.
Well, we have to cure you first.
I do appreciate that that's the top of your list before I even had to say anything.
Well, of course, you're Asmo.
And you're T-Wig.
Yeah, I am. But there's something that's kind of like been mentioned multiple times, and I wanted to see maybe if it's something that we should consider. I don't know if you've heard it, but it sounds like Xander does like a tournament or something here, and the winner gets to get like a wish or something.
That's what I was just going to bring up, actually.
So if we enter that and we win, we can be like, Xander, you have to help us with the thing that you...
I point to Wolfgang.
The thing that you have to do with the gods and stuff.
I think there might be an easier way than to waste our wish. If it comes down to it, I'd like to confront them with the possibility of that first. Vander being a god of war probably can't turn down a good war. But I think...
He's actually a god of war, meaning he loves battle. That's probably why he throws this tournament. It's the only way he can say it, because all-out war, well, that's not really great for everybody else. You get willing combatants in a small contained area. I'm always a fan of tournaments myself. Watched a lot, never partaken, though, myself.
This entire area looks like a battlefield, if you ask me.
Ain't that true? Spell the lightning they call down. And by the way, I wanted to ask, that guy we fought, the gentleman who became the long-clawed creature, he was supposed to take out the water? Is that... It was the one thing, because the second, I remember I was just shocked about the whole situation. The second that one lady showed up, big lightning bolt just got rid of all the water. That seemed to be the goal, and I don't know, that was weird.
They want to oppress these people.
Well, I don't want other people to have water, so I'm guessing they're the only ones who bring water. Fuck, I'm thirsty. 1 second, I'm gonna go get some water.
Imagine they want to keep...
There's a very limited supply around here.
Yeah, I noticed!
On a tight leash.
What you're saying is I should not prepare the create or destroy water spell.
We might have another run-in if there's another instance.
That's me breathing. Does it sound authentic? It's a sigh. Okay, I will not prepare this spell then.
Alright, so you attend to go find Red Screech?
Yes.
Alright, pretty easy to find him. He's in that large tent hut in the center of this valley. As you peel open the curtain to enter, you see him laying bandaged in the same bed that you found Denier previously. The light crests across his eyes, and he kind of winces as he opens them. You returned.
How are you feeling?
Worse than you, apparently. What happened? How are you here?
there were some. Apparently, our friend who was in touch with nature, they created looks to be a pretty large puddle. Apparently, the mere existence of that was enough to call down the wrath of the children of the storm.
Yes, I noticed upon arrival. They do not... The Thunderbringer does not want us to self-sustain. He wants conflict. He wants our peoples, the peoples of this land, to fight over the water. If we create it ourselves, that undoes his will. He takes it as a slight, and he sends his enforcers. But that doesn't explain. How are you in the shape you're in? Did you run in?
Just gives him a grin. They weren't so tough.
He coughs up blood.
They ran before the fighting could get any more serious.
You drove them away.
It doesn't. More like they accomplished their goal and left. Although, being children of Vander, I think it's an accomplishment that they didn't want to continue fighting us.
Akaze chose herself a very powerful mate, it would seem.
It just sort of looks away at that, chews his lip.
You may be the hope that this land needs. You and your companions. The tournament. The one we send our best to every generation. You may be the ones we've been searching for. Though, it does not line up with the prophecy. I will accept any possibility of success.
What is this prophecy?
He turns towards you.
It was claimed long ago that only a child of the storm would be able to stop the Stormbringer himself. Unless one of you are a child of that monster.
He looks over at Asmo, maybe?
Fuck you looking at me for?
Are you hiding something from us?
Regardless.
Of course. Asmo just leans forward slowly. Like he was just sitting in a chair if there was some place. He leans forward. Of course I'm keeping stuff from you.
Red
Asmo
Screech,
just smiles.
what makes someone a child of the Thunderbringer?
I would imagine the Thunderbringer's seed.
So the Thunderbringer's a tree?
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have to explain the birds and the bees to you there, and I know
Well, I
you
know all
understand.
about those.
I think you understand about the bees, but we may need to explain the birds.
I kind of like the birds. I know about birds.
The Thunderbringer. When generations ago this prophecy was delivered by one of our seers, he scoffed. Until that point, he had never considered having children. Apparently, beyond then, he'd made several. Any that would stand to best him in combat, he would fall himself. Most seem to just get in line afterward, enforcing his will. That seer was killed. Soon after, he dammed up the lake, and the rivers ran dry. The land began to die. Many of our people split, looking for more nutritious lands. The grasslands became a war zone, a field of blood, nourished by the corpses of the tribes of this land. And a great city was erected at the far end, the Stormbringer's oasis. It is there he sits and amuses himself with the squabbles of my peoples. He thrives on its conflict. We chose to stay here, abstain from the conflict. Before that, we are dying. Slowly, generation by generation, the land yields fewer and fewer nutrients. I do not know how much longer we have. So please, if what you say is true, if you can drive back his enforcers, we need you to bring an end to this madness. Red Fang, Inashuna, he was able to procure the ingredients you needed. He guarded them with his life.
Oh, thank you.
Take them. Continue west. You will need to travel through the Gold Sea, unless you wish to chance the Riverlands. But the Riverlands are still a battlefield.
What about flying?
I would carry you if I could.
I can carry everyone.
You will be able to travel as such.
Okay.
But be warned. There are skilled hunters further to the west looking for any prey they can find.
Okay.
I have had to dodge their arrows in the past.
How far to the west are they?
They're just past the Gold Sea.
Okay.
Several days' travel. The telltale sign will be the shadows. They'll blend with the dunes. But do not let your eyes deceive you. The hunters lie in wait for their prey. I wish I could be of more assistance, but I require... Thank you.
I swear, on the honor of my late wife, who was one of your people, that I will not rest until you are freed.
Know this. Though you may not be of our blood, you shall be, and shall always be, a member of this tribe. Lightbringer. I must rest. Please. Take
Nod to him and
care.
As his
You as
eyes, as his eyes slowly close, you can tell that he was exerting himself, just staying up like this. He goes back into a restful slumber. And here is where we will end today's session.
Oh,